Hi guys, it's Sophie. So today I wanted to do a tag video for you. I really like doing tags. I think they're a fun video just to pop in between things sometimes. And this one I wasn't actually tagged in, but I thought it looked fun. I thought I'd jump in anyway. And it's the Not a Booktube Newbie Tag, which is created by Clever Fox. I saw Scribbles Reads do it, which is what made me want to do it, but I think it looks like great fun. So this tag is basically designed for those people who've been doing Booktube for a little bit of time, and I have been now for a little bit of time, and I thought it should be fun. I think I did the Booktube Newbie Tag as one of my very first videos, so it's kind of a nice like circle, I suppose, that I've made to get myself here. So question one is, how old is your channel? So I started my channel in April 2015, so I'm nearly at my 2 years now, and to be honest, that has absolutely flown by. The thing I'm struck by most, like when I look back at my old videos, is how much more confident I am as a person, like just filming and talking and saying what I think, and it's just been really lovely. Like, it's been a really nice way of tracking what's going on in my life as well as my reading, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and those nearly 2 years have absolutely flown by. I really can't believe it's nearly been 2 years. That's absolutely mad, but I've loved every minute of it. Question two is, what are your favourite kinds of videos to make? I really like it when I can get a good sort of discussion going about something. So when I did my 0 by 16 and when I did my I want to read less, and when I set myself these challenges or these goals that I think are a bit different to maybe what the community is focused on, I really like the discussion that generates and the way that it's just a little bit different to the normal content. They're the things I enjoyed the most. In terms of filming, hauls are the easiest thing to film, and you're obviously really excited, and they normally get lots of views and comments, so they're always fun in that sense, but genuinely, like intellectually, I find far more enjoyment from the discussions than I ever would from like a haul. The other things I really love doing, and I really hope you guys like them too, because they're one of my favourite things, is my Man Booker twice a year, so the international and the standard Man Booker. Trying to get through those shortlists, that gives me like a proper buzz, like trying to do that and trying to review them all, and knowing that's what I'm going to do and knowing that's what I'm going to film about, and I'm definitely going to be trying to do it again this year. The next one is, what piece of advice would you give someone wanting to start Booktube? I mean, there's lots of things that I could say, really, that I think I've learned like over the last 2 years, but I think the first thing is just have a go. Just have a go and see if you enjoy it, because I think I'd even thought about making a channel for a long time before I ever thought about doing it, and to be honest, I didn't know I was going to be any good. I thought it was going to find it really hard to talk to people. I didn't know that anyone was going to listen, and it felt really scary and felt really new. But I've really genuinely loved it, and it's been a thing that has influenced my life in so many ways other than it just being a hobby, and I just think it's so much fun. Like, if you are thinking about it, maybe just have a go. Like, you don't have to have nice equipment and all the accoutrement. You can just film like on a webcam, like to start off with, and it's fine. Like, just keep going. I think also, like, everyone always says this, but especially when you're starting out, like it's a bit of a rush when you first get those like few numbers in, but try and remember that you're doing it because you love it, not just because you are getting those views or getting those subscribers, and you'll enjoy the process of starting a lot more. Because I think it's really easy to feel disheartened at the beginning if you aren't getting views, you aren't getting watched, and you don't know what you're doing wrong, you don't know if you're bad at this, but just do it because you love it, and you tend to find that people who are into the same kind of things will end up gravitating towards you anyway. So those are my two like main pieces of advice for new Booktube people. Number 4 is, since joining, have you run into any unforeseen challenges? So yeah, I mean, there are a few things I never really thought about when I started filming that have sort of challenged me as I've gone through. So I mean, for one thing, it's a fairly large time commitment, and as your channel grows, that time commitment is higher. You spend more time filming, editing, you spend more time setting up for videos, getting ready for videos, editing them, putting things together, interacting on social media, commenting, replying. And I do think for me that was something I hadn't quite expected it to be as heavy on my time and my resources as it is. It's not something that bothers me, but it is something that I think I found difficult to sort of bed in. And you definitely have to make the time for it. I think in terms of other challenges, often, and this is true, I think, for most people, often what you read reflects your political opinion, and the way in which you are seeing the world. And I truly believe that reading is one of the best ways to expand your sort of perspective and to see things from other people's points of view. But what you end up doing is putting together this sort of almost image of your own political self and the things you believe in and things you think are important, and you often share a lot more of yourself, even just talking about the books, than you might necessarily have shared otherwise, because reading is a thing that is so personal. I found that really interesting. I found it really interesting when I've had books that other people would rather have had me not read. That's something I found really odd, because I feel as though I should be able to read anything. If I want to go and read like Mein Kampf, like, you know, I can go and do that. If I want to read some horrendous stuff, I can go and read that about that horrendous stuff. But there are reasons why people might not want you to engage in that or read that at all. And that's been really interesting, because I don't like that as a thing. Like, I'm perfectly happy to engage as to why that thing might be problematic, but it is hard if you feel as though other people's political persuasion is forcing you to think in different ways. So that's been something that's like a really odd challenge that I haven't heard anyone else sort of chat about, but something that I've definitely found in putting so much of yourself out there through your reading. The next one is, what is your favourite series or book that you've read because of Booktube? To be honest, Booktube has completely changed the way I read. It's completely changed the way I interact with books. It's completely changed the kinds of things I read. I would not be the same person I am now if I hadn't done a Booktube 2 years ago. That kind of goes, you know, pretty far to the kind of impact it has. But if we want to go for like individual books, I may have picked it up without Booktube, but really A Little Life was one of those ones that, because of the chat it was having on Booktube, and because of that, I really engaged with that, and that was a book that was so important to me in 2015, so important to me. And you know, that was just a really strong thing. And Infinite Jest for me in 2016, again, like, those are my two like big books, like big influential books from those last 2 years, and both of those I read partly because of Booktube. But to be perfectly honest, near everything about my reading life has changed because of Booktube. Now the next question is, tag some Booktube newbies. Now I'm really sorry, but I actually can't. I would love to. But as I sort of mentioned, there's a lot of time commitment there, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't picked up more channels recently. I don't have any new recommendations for you guys at the moment, though please do feel free in the comments down below to share your favourite new Booktube channels, so that other people who are interested in spreading that love and who want to engage in those new Booktube, which I think is great, can do so. I just haven't personally have the time to seek those people out at the minute, so I really can't give you anything for that one. So I'm not going to tag anyone in this one, just because I kind of picked up on a whim. If anyone else is watching this and feels like picking it up, then absolutely feel free, and you can say I tagged you if you'd like. But yeah, just because I just kind of randomly did it, I don't want to like jump on anyone's channel or step on anyone's toes. I don't really know who's been tagged and what, so if you'd like to do it, feel free. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon in my next one. Not sure what I'm going to film about next. Who knows? It's weird, this reading less thing. There's not necessarily, here is an obvious thing to film about. So yeah, I guess you can chuck stuff down below if you want to see some specific things, if you want to see reviews of anything, feel free. But I'll talk to you guys really soon, and hopefully you're all well and happy and all of the good things. See you soon. Bye bye.